I thought I was dead.
Okay, hi guys, hi, hello. I think we're good. I hope we're good. Anyway, great Ace Attorney. And expos, do your expos. I'm out here hunting, and I apologize if I divert my attention from the game to click start on another one. Yeah, Kevin probably snuck something into my food. Now I'm sick. Just kidding. Steven, hello. How was your nap? Oh boy. Kevin's doing his laundry right now, conveniently, so he can't answer your question. Just kidding, he's back. Fail is trying to confirm if you snuck beans into my food, and that's why I'm having a gastrointestinal.
He ate beans last night, though. Would you like to tell him about that?
Technically, I did eat red bean last night.
Pretty sure it was just the sugar cookie latte of doom.
Yeah, the sugar cookie latte might have sent us into a tailspin, if we're being honest. You have to get ready for outdoor soccer. All right, let's go, Steven. Be careful, it's dark out. Look out for dogs.
What the fuck is it with you playing soccer at... Is he West Coast?
Yes, and it's only 6:30, Kev.
What the fuck? I hope a dog eats your ball.
Okay. So I think we're proceeding to the trial, you guys. Well, this is a courtroom, so I would say I'm correct. Steven, look at it this way. You might be back when it's time for us to do Among Us, though, so...
So bye.
Start planning how we're going to kill each other. He operates on Central Shneznayan time. Are you saying Canada is Shneznaya? Hold on, how close are we to finishing this? Oh my god, I need to do one more of these freaking lich. I'm just gonna solo Risa's level 2. Yes, John. I'm telling you, the new Mercedes team comp is so ridiculous. It autos a million, usually. Well, not a million, more like 800 or 900k, but still, that's pretty fucking good for auto. Okay. 20th of February, 9:23 a.m., the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Oh, it's time for us to meet up with Van Zeeks again. I kind of miss him, you know? Kind of miss that guy. Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon? Badger's college nickname was Old Bailey? No, it was Smudge Sticks. We are on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible. Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing.
which case treating it as research may seem a little crass.
Damn, she just flew up there.
Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right.
Good morning! Damn it, I never successfully guess what character it is when there's no name. Ah, Mr. Natsume, good morning.
Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot.
The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally?
Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume.
I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Miss Susato?
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea.
So that all-knowing look on your face is just a coincidence then, is it? Don't hide the truth from me! It's because the Reaper, isn't it? Lord Van Zeeks? Is that right, Miss Susato?
I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one.
I know, Fail wants me to make a Susato command, and I won't do it. Okay, thank God that's done. Okay, now to start on this one. Okay. I knew it!
Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey even, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday.
Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he?
I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's.
But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. I know, Van Zeeks came back for us, even though everybody said that I fucked it up. They said he wouldn't see us again on another date, but here he is. The results speak for themselves.
Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking, and they are all speculating various answers.
Mundane! Mundane! It's the most significant saga of the centuries to some of us.
Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it.
Yeah, I go over the top when I voice act in these games. Well, lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the two of the trial of 2 days ago.
Yes, I agree.
They said that his eyes were bloodshot because he didn't sleep, so I'm guessing they just shaded them kind of weird. You're talking about the bags, right? Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, it's you! Me? Well, I suppose that's true. Both times it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper! Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers.
I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation.
Well, his irises are kind of weird, huh? I don't know.
It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck.
Thanks for that. Oh, this is just my luck! Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? By the least lucky lawyer alive! Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London, with little in the way of experience, or skills, or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end. And I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side.
Unless if you end up like McGill did, and then we will possibly question you. It is. It's very nice. Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires.
I'd say sorry, but I'm not.
I am in your debt forever! I shall never forget that. Mr. Natsume, consul for the defense. Oh, that's us. It's our cue. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Alright then, Mr. Natsume, it's time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes! Good evening, Dots. Welcome back. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. Ah, it's a great time to remember our dead boyfriend. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. Hey, Kev. Do you mind closing the window? All right, here we go. Wait a minute. Did I just see Joan as one of the jury members? In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord. The Nipponese are a truly fascinating breed. Sorry, what? Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago, a mere amateur. Do you have a point?
Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance. Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description.
Susato-san?
After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent.
The trial just started, Van Zeeks. You can't do this.
Very true, and a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was
Oh,
too.
no.
The tragic conclusion came later, of course.
I'm in danger.
Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate, violent end.
Oh, I recognize another one of the jury members. It's, that guy who kept eating his cane. Interesting. I'm not sure if Granny's there.
Thank you, counsels. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone.
Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. Okay, so this one's Phil. Obviously. Oh, well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow.
I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible that mustached foreigner did the deed.
Come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway.
Oh my.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
Very well, let us proceed. As I click an expo. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zeeks. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably the kindness has not been returned. In fact, this student is accused of a most sincere, sinister even act.
Yeah, Phil. It's based on the same guy. And he keeps making cat references. He even poses at, like, in the same pose that one of his most famous pictures is of.
Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. A knife crime? I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are.
Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese.
Come on, let's get this over with. With me, everyone, now. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
Right, yeah. When the character first showed up. Somebody mentioned that he was a famous author, so we did a little bit of digging. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this great chamber. You did this before. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please. Oh, it's this guy. Your name and occupation, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard. Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? Oh, this is the young woman? She looks like a bowling pin. Or a candle? The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green. I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be... yes, having been stabbed in the back by the attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since. What? So they don't even know who she is for sure? Please. Not the candle. Comatose, I see. But her life is not in danger. Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray elaborate on the details, Inspector. Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Roadside, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not been long since stopped snowing. It had not been long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Exchange student, Michelle Visage. Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please. Okay. What of the weapon that was used?
Yes, Kevin.
Did something happen?
Oh, wow.
You got the Staff of Homa?
Amount of fucking little quests I've been grinding for those fucking primos.
Nice, congrats.
Oh.
Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back. Ouch, that thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now.
With a heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman.
Yeah, Kevin got the Staff of Home. Yeah! For his Zhongli. Just Kevin things. Even this scragged-looking Soseki-san, I suppose. A common or garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Yeah, I think it's best in slot for Zhongli. Since it's HP main stat.
No, it's not. It's crit damage.
It's crit damage?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I've been assuming.
But it says it increased its ability as it HP increased by 20%. And additionally, provides an attack bonus based on 0.8 of the wielder's max HP.
Oh, it's a sub. It's in the text for the weapon that it's
Yeah,
good
and then it says
for
when
HP.
Wielder's HP is less than 50%. Its attack bonus is increased by an additional 1% of max HP.
Yeah, that's definitely good on Hu Tao and Toma-chan. Rather nondescript.
Who?
Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence. Okay, jackknife entered. Got it. Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume. From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord. I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment toward the victim? I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting the second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim. Yes! Who let you bring that fish and chips in here? If theft and grievance have been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of all that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection!
Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery. This guy is on his king shit. I love it. But your words have soured its hollowed bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here. What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. I know, right? Somebody just got hit in the head with a bottle. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Yes, sir. Here we go. Time to press. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he'd just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. So I'm sorry, how did he stab her if he was carrying a bunch of old books?
Science.
Do we not think of this?
He stabbed her with the book.
It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him. So, like, what if this was some crazy thing where Joan the maid stabbed this girl because she thought that she was the one that wrote the love letter to her husband? That's a total, like, out-of-the-box, like, guess. But it would be amazing if that ends up happening. Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident. Ow. Ah, yes, I can clearly see the books of which you are referring. Which one? I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector. You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. Defying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Well,
Forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it.
What are you doing, Miss Susato? Do go on.
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now that you mention it, when we visited him in prison yesterday, he did tell us what had all happened. Right, she suddenly let out a little scream, collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs. Right. A green overcoat. Yes, that's exactly what the woman in the print is wearing.
Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next?
The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. There was nobody else there at the time, just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. A fact that the accused concedes. Ugh. It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, Counsel. Proceed, please. Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred. There was an unusually light fog.
Hold it!
A light fog, you say? Well, light for London. You could see the opposite side of the street for once, but not much further, though. That's light, is it? Around these parts, yes. Not something I'd expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course. Yeah, sometimes we have to lie to uncover the truth. I learned that lesson from a very deep game. Okay, go. I've read that London is famous for its fog, but in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. How quaint. Well, yes, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate. I see. At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm. Indeed. The other day, I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling. Ugh, Susato-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen. However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused.
Is there a way to get those weapon refining materials without having to buy them from the shop?
What are you talking about?
The crystals, the purple crystals, to refine or to level up weapons. Sorry, not refine.
You can craft them using rocks at the blacksmith.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I have to collect rocks.
Let's. Yeah, see? Now you gotta run around like I do and collect everything you see. You would just want to date Van Zeeks to discover the truth. I like Ryunosuke a lot more, but I do appreciate Van Zeeks, that's for sure. Give me a quick second, guys. I'll be right back. Also, do your expeditions. Van Zeeks is Wine Chan, so we stand. Yes, correct. Also, cheers, Phil. With that fog, are they talking about London or Silent Hill? Juma, welcome to the stream. Let's find out together, shall we? Okay. So visibility was reasonably good and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Okay, so let's see if we press this. How are you able to state that with any certainty?
Maybe.
Well, I think we're good now. I think we're in the clear, to be honest. Quite simply, my
Another
lady.
happy customer.
Juma, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you enjoy our silly Ace Attorney stream. Quite simply, my
Don't
learned
say I
friend.
didn't warn you.
Darn it, Phil. Because this is what the witnesses to this crime have told us. Ah yes, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he?
That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard.
That is correct, ma'am. Then we must hear their testimony. The prosecution will of course call them to the stand, should it be necessary. But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen. I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights. Ah! The prosecution believes that there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. Quite. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to. It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. From behind, you say? That's right, as you can see from this print. Yes? Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition. Comatose, no less. I'm afraid so, my lord, yes. She's being treated at Bart's. I was hopeful that she'd come round before the trial started so I could take a statement, but I wasn't able to. Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events. Luck is on your client's side, it seems. On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky. Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor.
Hold it!
Mr. Natsume's belongings? I think you'll find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene. Yes, the 3 books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course. The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand, which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example. That, so doesn't make sense. The girl was probably the one carrying the books.
He's very clever, isn't he?
What do you mean?
He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with the books. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there.
You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back? That must be what happened, my lord, yes. Those being a number of old books he just bought, who was on his way home from the bookshop.
Hold it!
The defendant apparently visits a secondhand bookshop on a daily basis. Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention. His lofty goal, if you will. The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid. The closest secondhand bookshop to the accused's lodgings is this place here, Bourbon Books. A little place on the corner of Briar Road and Mearsham Street. As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. Something like this. Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would have certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance.
Yes, I agree. The most important point that the inspector just made being the bookshop's location. The crucial detail is what you've just told the court, Inspector, is the location of the bookshop. I couldn't agree more. So, where is it exactly? Eh? Are you winding me up, Sunshine? I just explained that. I got the map out and everything, using red bloomin' ink, and drew the bloke's route home on it for you.
Prepare to be amazed.
But I distinctly remember you seeing you... And I distinctly remember you nod along, Consul. Oh, yes, of course. I must have been so nervous I didn't take it in. The blunder of the day goes to you, my learned friend. No, not yet. The trial's only just begun after all.
Mr. Naruhodo, I would strongly advise you to look carefully through the court record at this stage.
Oh! Duh! The bookstore has a different name. Inspector, continue with your testimony, please. Shit, so that was the one that we needed to... You asked for the help of the famous detective Herlock Sholmes to locate the defendant, I believe. Stuff and nonsense. Sorry? That jack in office, that busybody, just comes and sticks his oar in whether we ask him or not. But according to what I have here, Mr. Sholmes was shown to the scene by Scotland Yard detectives. Well, that has nothing to do with me. The lads at the scene must have done it without my permission. I tell them again and again, whenever something happens, send word to headquarters, then follow your bloomin' instructions. I see. If that meddler gets his hands on any details, we'll all be reading it in Rance magazine next month. And you can bet your last farthing that I'll be in there too, stripped of all my hard work on the case. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. No, Mr. Sholmes. Aren't you clever, Mr. Sholmes? That's all the thanks I'll be getting. Inspector, if the man is proving detrimental to the Yard's activities, perhaps I should step in and deal with him? Ah!
It appears Inspector Gregson is lost for words.
Yes. Oh, yes, the Reaper's words carry a lot of weight, obviously. Anyway, the point is this. That little Japanese bloke's already admitted it. He admitted that those books all over the pavement at the scene were ones he bought that day. What do you think? Oh,
what do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? If you're unable to sway the jury during this cross-examination, I'm afraid Mr. Natsume's fate will be...
Oh, that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed? Yes, they're sure to find him guilty. So one way or another, I have to expose an undeniable inconsistency in the inspector's testimony. Okay, so I think this is the one we pressed. Okay, so we're skipping this because we already read this. I fucked up, and I said the location was the significant part, but it's actually the name of the bookshop. Yeah, Bourbon Books. Yes, he seems to have purchased Get It Together. Oh my. Wait a minute, the number of expos. This is just perfect. What are we getting? We're just getting it together, Tim, that's all. combo meal. I know, that makes me want a hamburger. Real talk. Okay, so the bookshop's name is what's important. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor? What? Could you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance. Maybe. Oh, well, you know, I mean, yes. It could be a very important clue. Very well. Not that I can see it being of any great significance, but please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say. Could the man be any more sardonic? Sardonic? What does that mean? Grimly mocking or cynical? Sardonic. Chicken nuggies with a side of fries? What? Juma, why are you saying these things? If you keep this up, I'm gonna send Kevin on a mission.
So rude.
He was on his way home from Bourbon Books, a secondhand shop he apparently patronizes. Okay, so we are going to present the receipt.
Objection.
Kevin should be sent. He needs the XP. What's up with that, Kevin? Why are they saying these things about you? If I could just stop you there, Inspector. What is it, Sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know. This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. Kevin needs to go mine for crystal nuggets. It was issued on the day of the incident and details the purchase of 3 secondhand books. And you found that in the accused's room, did you? Yes.
The more the merrier.
But the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it. Go on.
Hey, Paul, the more the merrier.
The more, the merrier. This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books. Your Books? Y-O-R-E, I presume. Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a second-hand bookshop that day. Oh, Phil's replying to you saying, you really know how to get me going.
No. I wasn't saying that one, though. I was saying Beto's quote. She goes, the more the merrier.
Oh, he was quoting Beto, so you fucked up, Phil. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another secondhand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books.
He fell. Haters gonna hate.
It's just that, well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it.
Objection.
Yeah, that's what Phil is quoting. But, in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Objection.
You can't object to me. Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Objection.
Oh, I was singing that Silly Churl song to Kevin earlier, actually. So good shit, Fail. I disagree. I mean, after all...
How do you open a chest where it has a bunch of, like, electric swords all around it? Have you ever do that?
No, I haven't done that yet. Musty Paul, you're going to bed? Alright. Sounds good, Fail. Take care.
I have the street map here, if that might be of help.
Oh, yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. The defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books. Oh, if the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, then yes, he would most certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well turn out
This
that
is
he wouldn't
over.
have passed that location
Bye.
at all. Could that be true? My, it depends on whether this other bookshop... on where this other bookshop is, but I declare it may be a possibility. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said? Absolutely. It absolutely could be right. Inspector Gregson, where is the Your Books establishment? Well, obviously we looked into that. It turns out that Your Books... is just here on the corner of Mersham Street going east.
Up your butt.
And there you have it. As you can clearly see now... Oh. My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown, the way he regales us with such witticisms. To your future career in the circus.
You put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for you.
I, didn't think I need to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from Your Books instead of Bourbon Books, there's no doubt he still would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed. But what if we went the other way? Yes, thank you, Inspector. Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow, Nipponese friend. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. So, this is absolutely Joan, right? Because she's wearing the wedding ring. It's not like another NPC that just happens to look exactly like her.
As I suspected, you can't fool me. And I don't suggest you try.
What'd I say, eh? I've had enough of this now.
I beg your pardon. Terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that?
The hair is a different color. But, like, it has the wedding ring. They can't seriously.
Mr. Naruhodo, we mustn't give up.
What do you mean?
If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury will very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty.
She's absolutely right.
We must think we must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully.
The claims Soseki-san must have passed the location on the incident on his way home from your books, but... The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed.
Jesus Christ.
Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, my lord. You see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. It is Joan? Okay. So now I wonder if that dude with the top hat is the same witness from the third trial. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was stabbed. Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that there's no such thing as a common NPC model. Oh, okay. Well, no, Phil, it just means if the granny showed up, it's the same granny that was in the other one. They're the other jury. You got Belian today? Why does that make you sad? Oh my god, I want Belian. Get it together, Tim. That route is what is commonly referred to as the long way around. Oh, it's a dupe. Take those coins, though. Ah. On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home? Well, the answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime. Yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home. I have already informed the court of the accused response to such questioning. Wait a minute. Tim, your rap hero is Millum? It was probably an accident. It's probably an accident. I think he misclicked. He claims he has no recollection. That's right. As I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. I don't believe this. I thank you, my learned friend. And suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around the subject. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors? But even if that is the case, the defense still... I agree with Lord Van Zeeks. Wholeheartedly and in every way. What? I don't believe it. Does this mean... We members of the jury are completely convinced now. Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court. Okay, so now it's the time where we turn the jurors' statements on each other and convince them that there's... Okay. We can do this.
Guilty. 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 Guilty.
Moonlight, pour down.
It would appear the jury's learning is unanimous. Leaning, even. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably.
Mr. Naruhodo.
No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow. Those are eyes of Corey, not yet willing to give up and die. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense's prerogative to carry out this summation examination if it so chooses. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his onkus refusal to throw in his alley. Okay, so he did just hint that we've done this with him before. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. No, no! For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he?
If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why it can only have been the victim. The man couldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter.
So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
I really don't care. Why can't we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing.
Your books, yes. Nice shop that. But bourbon books? No, not worth a visit.
With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample ground to convict this man already.
Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now.
Ugh, why did he have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How can I make a case for this defense?
Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue...
Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least.
Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward.
You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Yes, my lord. I just need to keep this trial going somehow, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryanosuke, you can do it. For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? So wait, we can press? Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do.
Hold it!
You're right at the time of the incident. Yeah, I was gonna press fair play, but I tapped the right button to try to look at what the others were doing, and it just preceded the dialogue. You're right at the time of the incident. The defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him.
Well, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly, that someone wearing green was the victim.
Oh dear.
And clearly that funny little Nipponese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit.
But let us not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman.
Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes.
But if that's a lie as you're suggesting, do you not think he could have concocted something more credible?
Oh, really? I couldn't say. After all, you're a foreigner. Oh, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through that funny little mind of yours?
I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it.
I do declare that man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could possibly have committed this awful crime. If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple.
Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit.
Oh my, you are too kind, my lord.
That went well for her. The man who wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way from the bookshop, not in winter. But you can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken back from your books.
Oh, yes! Like you drew on the map, you mean? What was it? Calabash Road or something?
Precisely.
But it seems to me that's what counts is whether... what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not.
Well, yes, that's true.
And at that moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there?
Well, yes, that's true as well.
And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he?
Well, yes, that's annoyingly true.
Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible.
Well, yes.
Why is this all true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. I'm supposed to be convincing you here. I have given it a lot of thought, you know. I just
didn't make up my mind on a whim that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reason he might have gone the Calabash Road way, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. A reason why Saseki-san might have taken the longer way home. Was there, like, street lights out or something?
Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one.
Hold it!
I love how this is the start.
Whatever is the matter, young man?
You're the wife of Mr. Garrett, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume his room?
The master's wife? Where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand.
She's keeping up that charade? Ugh, this is gonna be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you'd been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean?
Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice.
I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right.
Making my way down Briar Road. Walking fast.
That's right, although he's only been in a little over a week now.
Aren't jurors supposed to be unbiased? And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this?
Oh my goodness me, yes. He's just the sort.
What?
Spending all of his time in that dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous mustache. The man never speaks, and don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him.
So that's kind of motive, isn't it, for you to...
I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something.
Yeah, that's fair, Cortex.
Oh dear, poor Mr. Natsume. How could people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm. Nothing more.
Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I'd better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already. I really don't care. Can we just wrap this up? I've got work to be doing. Wait a minute, what if this guy works on streetlights? A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me, son. My life's on the line too, and so's my family's. Ah. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat. And neither do the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn till dusk, it is. Okay, so... this is going to be tied into why he didn't go the route that the prosecution said he took. So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you?
That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just around the corner from where it all happened. By that old bookshop it was.
What? Another coincidence?
That's right. Mersham Street it was.
Mersham Street?
On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets.
Juror number 5, I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please.
What's the point? Can't we just get this business over with now?
Sir, please, it's important.
Tcha, fine, I'll do it then.
Alright, so we are gonna pit... against this one.
Objection.
The 2 statements are clearly at odds with one another.
At odds, counsel. Explain yourself.
Please, don't point! It wasn't me, I swear!
What? I just want to get this done and dusted.
Well, juror number 3? Oh, me, sir. What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were books being carried out on Mersham Street. Oh, that there were works being carried out on Mersham Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Mersham Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yes, of course! What do you think, sir?
Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way.
So, the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have.
I suppose that must be right, eh?
I just spent 40 resin on equipment and enhancing materials.
It's not that much resin.
No, but it gives you 6 of the 3 stone ones and 50 experience.
Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, but we now see that he had no other choice. Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may.
Yes?
I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Alright. Perfect. This is just perfect. Oh. Epic 7, get back to work. What about you, sir?
Who, me? Well, oh, alright then.
If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in. That's what I say.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful.
Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. It strengthened our position somewhat.
Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if the current leanings are really right or not. Now, if we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy, that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to
You've been a
tip
naughty
the
boy.
balance completely.
Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Van Zeeks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent. By whatever means we have at our disposal. Thank you, Counsel. On with the summation examination, please. Yes, my lord. I have to say not guilty at this point, so I can see where this trial goes from here. Whether it's digging up roads or digging up the truth, you've got to see it through to the end, haven't you?
Your books, yes. Nice. Shop at that. But bourbon books? No, not worth a visit.
Hold it!
Sorry. Fold it, you say? Fold what?
No, what I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often?
I like the old books they have in there. Yes, I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're talking about.
And at what time did you visit your books on the day in question?
Well, I was picking out some books in there all afternoon. And it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see. The same thing every day, including the day you're talking about.
Just before 5, you say, exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time?
Ah, yes, no mistake. I remember it well. I am not about to forget that day in a hurry, not after the dreadful time I had.
What do you mean?
Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head.
Oh my god. He's wearing a green jacket. So the defendant saw somebody else fall. He saw this guy fall. Okay.
It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road?
That's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books.
Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant.
Sorry. Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now.
Oh, it's chilly up there.
Yeah. I was getting cold with the window open.
You've changed 2 of the jurors' minds, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, just 2 more to go.
Deliver the finishing blow now. It's time to turn the tables.
I wish I knew how to do a Susato takedown. I suppose words will have to suffice for now.
Oh, you were a good girl. You waited. Thank you. Oh, hands everywhere.
Ifrit is baby raging. Ifrit's baby raging because you just said it was cold out. It's only 56 degrees here, Ifrit, but for California, that's pretty chilly.
And I'm wearing thin shorts. So
I know, I heard that it's really effing cold on the East Coast right now.
Ifrit, don't.
From the Familia.
There's ants everywhere.
You wore shorts on the way back home? Okay, so you're literally Kevin, because Kevin wears shorts every single day, without fail. Unless if he's going to work. Then he doesn't. Wait, where's Tim? Tim, are you there? Where are you? Press 1 in chat if we're sending Kevin on a hamburger mission. I must know.
They're coming out fucking outlet.
Yeah, I know, that stinks.
I don't want to just spray the ray directly over the outlet because I don't want to get fucking exploded. Do something. I think I'm gonna wipe it over it.
Yeah, maybe spray the paper towel and then...
Yeah.
Well, Kevin could leave for the burger combo. I don't need Fail to wear shorts, but Kevin's wearing shorts. Holy blue gear. Hold on. This is urgent. Tim said, bye, Kevin.
Just sending me off like that. Okay, kiddo, sorry. Probably all freaked out by the smell.
I know, right? These are two, like, Steven's two favorite.
I felt my pants shake.
Oh. Well, I'll send you a,
In order.
It's the gravity of the situation, exactly. Critics called it gravity.
Unfortunately, Steven won't have a McFlurry tonight. And neither will we.
No, we won't. I don't remember.
What?
I think I want chicken tenders.
Yeah, chicken tenders?
Yeah. Instead of the nuggets, because I'm actually not a huge fan of McDonald's nuggets. I like the spicy ones okay, but my stomach cannot handle that.
Yeah, I don't even think they have the spicy ones anymore.
Alright. I just texted you.
Order.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna use the old man's... Oh, we never pressed this guy. For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted himself. Excuse me, but... Aren't you... Yes, that's right. I was the witness... in the witness stand by myself just 2 days ago. Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or the side of it, anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you? That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London for work. And it was all going swimmingly until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. Sorry? Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals. Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge. Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around, and the police have been badgering me nonstop. Choice word. If I could turn back the clock... Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now.
And now, at that very moment, you realize why Stephen's name what he is.
Well, actually, it is an Ace Attorney reference. Apparently in one of the games there's something called a blue badger.
Is it a naked chicken?
I don't know anything about it, but I know that it's a reference. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't. Ah, thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind, given our awkward history.
Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now.
Ah, okay. So we're gonna prove that it was the old man that fell down and use it against the woman's testimony. Also, the game subtly said, do not try to change the mind of either of the jurors that recognize you because fuck them.
Objection.
Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6.
My, what do you mean, sir?
Let me reset the capture card real quick. Boop. Oh, shit. Oh, don't.
Patient got to dinner time.
Don't you dare do this right now, capture card. Son of a mother. Oh?
All you had to insult was the son of a mother, and now it's coming back.
You'll be so much more useful once you're dead.
I
My God.
super dislike Elgato. Every time this happens, I always...
Should I put my expeditions up right now? They're kind of late.
I think everything just might have frozen.
I don't know. Help. Help!
Don't panic.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea to have posted those up.
Let's try this.
You know what I need? A mouse pad. I need to get one of those boob ones.
I don't know how you've gone so long without a mouse pad, to be honest.
Yeah, I need to get one of those boob ones.
Don't do that.
Just need to pick a big one.
Yeah. Don't panic. No, it's definitely not the Switch. It's my capture card. This happens once every couple of weeks. where it should be working normally, and then it decides to stop detecting whatever source. I do feel like this happens most historically when I'm playing Switch games, but it's definitely happened with PlayStation also. Freaking hell. And I can never remember exactly what I do to fix it either. You going, Kif?
Yes, I'll be back.
Ganbatte.
So you said Diet something, so Diet Coke has caffeine though, right? So do you probably don't want that?
That's fine.
Okay, sure. So what are those? Keys would be nice.
So look at this, guys. Oh, there we go. It was doing that weird color thing. Yeah, the Switch definitely gives me some issues. But I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, it's got the season 1 of RuPaul filter. Do you guys want to play with that on? Okay. Well, at least we got it working again, right? That's good. It actually hurts your eyes. I know. The character was, like, glowing. Give me 1 second. Oof. Okay. Ooh. And let me just poke around in Discord real quick. Okay.
Perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There is at least one fact of which we can be sure of here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of secondhand titles. He then returned home on foot.
But the man says he has no recollection of it. His return journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Yes, well, we are well aware of this. The poor young woman was stabbed, obviously.
Can we really be sure of that, madam?
My, what do you mean?
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account on what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim who was wearing a green overcoat and fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood. Oh my! Urgh. My goodness, you mean... That's right, I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6. Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman on the bench on the end of the bench here with me today? That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that.
My goodness me. Sorry. You need to pee?
And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell. On Calabash Road. Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. Oh, hey, right. Yes, we are doing some Ace Attorney tonight. I did see if people are around for some Among Us tonight, though. So if people are, then we'll probably switch it in about the next 15 minutes. But this case is actually really good so far. I'm like figuring out what's going to happen about a minute before it happens. So yeah. Oh my! You idiot old man, if you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming about there, we'd have boxed us off hours ago.
And really, what were you thinking with such a befuddling coat? What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days, Is it a crime to slip over the ice? Is it a crime to keep with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it?
My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but...
You'd like to change your leaning, I presume.
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Thank you.
I would too.
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind, is it? Well...
Okay, I kind of love this jury panel.
Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The ayes 2, the noes 4. So the noes have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my hollowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Zeeks?
It seems I must retract my earlier remark.
What do you mean?
I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful.
He's the OG.
Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer.
He's really not dropping the clown thing, is he? Eh? Whatever do you mean? I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth.
Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road, as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of pavement which you had excavated, sir.
That's right. Took me the whole day, and they paid me a measly tuppence for it.
Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me, do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents?
Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no.
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all.
In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend?
Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What?
And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works?
I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway, and we just turn any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time.
The accused is no gentleman, as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town.
Is that true? Is it?
The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road.
Crushed in a single sentence.
And, old man,
Cold man, you can talk.
you say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time?
Oh, I, can't say as I remember.
You don't remember?
How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it.
Damn it.
Order, order! Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself.
My lord,
If you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination?
I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits. They have been reached, I feel. So, my learned friend,
I can't believe he didn't say the whole thing.
today's sightseeing tour of London is now over.
What? What are you talking about?
My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call on its witnesses. Its next witness to the stand.
Granted, bailiff, bring forth the witnesses.
Its next witnesses?
Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident.
Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less.
I'm afraid that that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness.
Alright, no matter who Van Zeeks brings to the stand as his witness, and no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent, and I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over.
Oh.
Alright, here's my proposal, guys. I think we open up the next Ace Attorney stream with this, since it seems like it's going to be a whole can of worms with their testimonies and pressing and... Yeah, exactly. If we're planning on playing Among Us tonight, which I feel like we should, because I could do more Ace Attorney, but my voice will give out in the next hour, hour and a half. Straight up. This is like Cold Steel levels of dialogue. So, let's set up and do a little Among Us to round out the night. I think that sounds just lovely. This, however, was a great episode. This game really does not disappoint, honestly. It definitely gets the LPT seal of approval. Well, it seemed like we figured everything out, and now we're getting thrown around again with facts that we didn't know, so... Ganbate, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna just go to this scene real quick while I set up for Among Us. Do you get to witness the despair? I mean, Gokai, you could be a part of the despair. Yes, I agree. My only knock on the game so far would be some parts are super drawn out, and it happens to be like the investigation type periods. Like the boat was very drawn out, and this investigation was a bit drawn out too, if we're being completely honest. The trials are so enjoyable though. They're just wonderful. Okay. Yeah, Kisuan. We squeezed in about a 2.5 hour episode. Dylan was so worth it. You got her? Thank you for reminding me I need to keep refreshing my auto because I keep running out of energy. Wait a minute, Gokai. Didn't you play it last night? Is that Tart doing the Jacko? Yeah, it is. It is. I might have been really excited for his banner rerun since I wasn't playing the game when he first got ran. So he joined our best friend screen. Isn't that great? Okay, still setting up. We're almost ready. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode.